Judges number 80 on the calendar in the matter of Douglas versus White. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am. Have a seat.
Mr. Douglas, I've read your complaint. I've read your response. Ms. White, don't understand a lot of it. What I gather, sir, is that you rented a room from the defendant.
That's correct.
And things, according to your complaint, became untenable there. You moved out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're suing the defendant for $5,000.
Yes.
You rented him a room. You say he moved out owing you a month's rent because he didn't give you 30 days' notice. So you're suing him for $5,000.
Plus sexual harassment.
Well, my limit is $5,000, so I assume that everything that you're suing for is part of your $5,000.
That's correct.
This better be good. Let's go.
It's pretty good. I moved in. When I went to apply for the room, I asked for no drinking, no smoke, or little smoking, and no violence of any kind.
Is this a private house?
Yes, it is. At the time of the application for the room, there were 3 people there: the defendant, Rose, her witness, and another gentleman.
Okay. So what happened?
The first month I moved in, it was pretty calm, but thereafter it just got worse.
How did it get worse?
The defendant fought with her roommate constantly in the middle of the night. They'd get drunk and fight. They'd throw chairs at each other, beat each other up. This was happening every night.
So why didn't you just tell him you were leaving?
I couldn't afford to at the time.
Just a second. What do you mean you couldn't afford to?
I'm on a fixed income, and it was costing me $450 a month to live there. I didn't have enough money to move, period.
Well, how much did it cost you to move in?
$450. That was, she gave me a break. I just had to pay the first month's rent and half of the second month.
So you didn't have much of an investment in there, so why couldn't you just move out?
No place else would do that. I had to have first and last month.
Well, that's not the defendant's fault, sir.
I didn't blame the defendant for that.
Well, so
I just could not afford to move.
So what are you suing the defendant for $5,000 for?
Because she didn't take it. The money that I paid her was supposed to go as part of the rent or part of the mortgage payment. It never got paid.
What does that have to do with you?
A lot, when the mortgage company's going to throw me out.
What does that have to do with you? You're giving her $450. I'm trying to figure out where this $5,000 number came from.
Well, on top of the not paying the rent, my electricity was shut off.
When?
The last part of January.
And how many months had you been living there?
3 months at that time.
How come the electricity got shut off?
Because he took over control of my house. He told all the tenants, because I got notice of trustee's sale, because I'd been trying to save my house after divorce. He got all the tenants together and said, you don't have to pay rent, you don't have to pay any utilities. And they didn't at that point. They all stopped.
Why did he tell the people that they didn't have to pay rent?
Because he said because my house was being supposedly foreclosed, and it didn't.
Oh. So you found, let me understand this. You found out, sir, that the house was in foreclosure. Just a minute. Okay. You found out that the house was in foreclosure.
Yes.
And you had a conversation with the other tenants that if the house was in foreclosure, they didn't have to pay.
No.
That's incorrect. I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I'm the witness. I lived in the household at the same time.
Okay, I'll get to you then.
Thank you.
That's important. Did you step up here? One question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay electric?
Yes, ma'am.
You have your proof of that?
I did not bring that. I didn't know I was going to be on trial myself.
When this person moved out, they owed me 2.5 months out of the 4 months they were there. And I'm suing.
This
yes,
lady.
that person right there owes me over 2.5 months. They didn't pay diddly squat to me. And they moved in with this guy.
You have proof?
I do have proof, but it's in Sacramento.
That you paid the last 2 months' rent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did not happen.
Sit down. Are you currently living with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Not with. We're sharing an apartment. Yeah, I want that.
I still don't know where we get $5,000 from, Mr. Douglas.
The electricity was shut off. She shut it off. It wasn't shut off because
So-
of the thing.
so-
I had to have it turned back on.
So,
She stole several of my own personal things
Like
from
what?
me. I have a list. Would you like to see it?
sure. A miniature pulpit? What is
Yes.
that?
A friend of mine had a pulpit made for me, a small one,
Why would your friend do that?
because I'm a minister, or was a minister at the time he had it made.
How long ago was that?
2 years.
What kind of a minister?
A Christian minister.
I mean, did you have a congregation?
No, I was a counselor,
Counselor for whom?
marriage counselor.
I'm going to, listen to me. I'm going to read you a few things, and I want you to tell me whether you have any of these things. Ready?
I'm ready.
A miniature pulpit.
That was left in the room and it's still there.
So it's there, ready
Yes.
for him to get.
Yes, I took pictures.
Vinyl and wire lampstand.
That was left in the room. I have pictures.
Cookie jar.
That is in my case right here. It was left in the room.
2-slice toaster.
That was left in the kitchen where it was left.
Just say,
Okay.
just say, I
Sure.
tell you what,
In
just
kitchen.
say yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes that you have it, okay?
Okay.
Sorted couch pillows.
No,
Lavender blanket.
no.
A year's worth of new magazines.
Left in room.
Footstool.
My property. Extortion.
Your property.
My property.
Okay. Computer, monitor, and stand base. Do you have that?
No, I don't.
Set of 4 relaxation tapes.
No,
Do you
I
have
don't
that?
have this.
All right. You now know what she has. Shep. You now know what she has, and we'll make arrangements for you to go pick them up. Now, what else are you suing her for?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What do you mean you didn't know who this person was?
I didn't know this person was a man.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Minister Joseph Douglas says he rented a room from Christina White but felt trapped in a nightmare. Christina says Joseph was the problem.
Now, what else are you suing her for? So far, I haven't heard anything near $5,000 worth. All that merchandise that she has, you can have back. I still have. Stop looking at your papers. Tell me where $5,000 is, Mr. Douglas.
Your Honor, I went through pure hell living in that house for 4 months.
Then you should have moved, sir.
I couldn't afford to.
That's not her fault.
Well, it is her fault.
No, sir. She didn't charge
She
you.
guaranteed
She didn't charge
me
you.
something when I moved in there, Your Honor.
Okay.
And she didn't fulfill that agreement.
No.
And I have a witness to that, too, or a statement from the other witness.
I don't read statements from witnesses. I hear witnesses. I don't take statements from witnesses. So far, if you moved into an apartment, $450 a month rent. She didn't charge you security.
300, please.
She did,
300 a month.
$300 a month. She didn't charge you security. She didn't charge you first and last. You didn't bring in a whole bunch of stuff, according to you. And if you couldn't afford to move out, she wasn't saying to you, she didn't keep you prisoner there. You could have moved out. Because you can't sue her for $5,000 because you were unhappy there, sir. You're unhappy, you move. This is America. All right, you are countersuing him for what?
I am countersuing for the damage to my room and house.
Do you what?
For the damage to my room and house. He left the room filthy, and I have pictures of how the room was left and the stuff he left in the room here, if you care to see some of that. May I?
Come on, get somewhere near $5,000, madam.
Okay. We're getting to that right
Well, then
now.
let's get to it, because this
Okay.
other stuff is nonsense.
Okay.
He
This
wasn't
is-
happy living there. You weren't happy having him there. He left, period. End of discussion.
I wish that had been the end of it, ma'am. The mental and sexual harassment.
Well, you can tell me about that.
First of all, when he left, that was a bit of a charade. He promised me a note that he would pay. He sent someone else to pick up the stuff the next day. And then the day after that, on the 9th, he sends me then threatening, harassing note. And he
Show it
ends
to him and see
with a
if
note
he-
with, "Have a nice day. It may well be one of your last."
Did you send that note, sir?
Yes, I did.
Can I see it, please? Dear Charles and Christine,
All of his correspondence has been addressed that way. The small claims court was addressed that way.
Why do you address the mail like this, sir?
Because that's the way I filed it in the court, and I wanted the court to know that I didn't know who this person was until a month before I moved out. That's why I'm angry.
What do you mean you didn't know who this person was?
I didn't know this person was a man.
Because, just a second.
Order.
What? But why, sir, would you address mail?
Because I didn't know whose name to send it in, Your Honor.
Well, how was this person introduced to you? How did you...
Christine.
You identified yourself as Christine.
Christine, yes. Totally.
All the time.
All the time. 100%.
Not all the time, Your Honor.
100%.
When she was at home, it was whatever.
I have a witness here that would dispute that. That's ridiculous.
Listen, have you officially changed your gender?
Everything, my legal gender, as shown in my driver's license,
Is female?
changed. Yes, it is.
Okay, and when was
And
that
that's-
done?
About 4 years ago.
Okay. Am I correct that the sexual harassment that you are referring to is the fact that he has addressed documents that he's sent out to people using both your female name and the name
My
Charles?
previous married name, yes.
Okay.
That is just the beginning of it.
Go ahead.
Him and this other person co-conspired to get me fired at my job. They've filed 2 Better Business Bureau complaints alleging, Diane was the first one, alleging went into my store and found this person who was, quote, a man dressed as a woman.
Let me see.
And it has my business response to it, and this is also, he followed with the next day one that alleged the same thing. And everything was fraudulent. They said they could talk to my supervisor. It did not happen.
I don't know what this is about. You want to tell me?
This is about them, this person here, claiming they came in my store and saw me as some stranger, and I've known that person for 2
Just a minute.
years.
I'm talking about this
Well,
gentleman. Forget about her.
Okay.
She's not party to this
Okay,
action.
him, he followed up with the same identical thing.
No, Your Honor, that's not true.
It's right there in black and
I
white.
wrote the letter, but I wrote it because I objected to this person working in the women's department.
Just a second. You wrote to the Better Business Bureau advising them that the defendant was working in the women's department of a store
Yes.
and she was actually a man, and you thought that that was wrong.
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I think it's wrong.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you just curse in here?
I might have.
Get out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
But I think you got a lot of nerve with this. This is pretty vindictive. This is pretty vindictive and pretty nasty.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Minister Joseph Douglas and Christina White are at war over rent, invasion of privacy, and allegations of sexual harassment.
That was typical of the situation I lived in. I couldn't do anything.
Then you should have left.
I tried.
Oh, please, give me a break.
I didn't have the money.
That's too bad. That's too bad. That's not her fault. That's not my fault. How old are you, sir?
50.
If you're 50 years old and you didn't have $400 to move out and find another place to
would've
live,
taken
that's a
me
real
$1,200,
problem.
Your Honor.
What?
It would have taken $1,200 to
Didn't
move.
cost you $1,200 to move
I
into
got
her
lucky.
apartment.
Or I thought I had,
Well, you thought you got lucky, and you didn't.
obviously.
And you didn't. But I think you got a lot of nerve with this. This is pretty vindictive. This is pretty vindictive. Just a second. Pretty vindictive and pretty nasty. This having.
I still object to her working there. I don't care if it's vindictive or nasty to anybody else. She shouldn't be working in a woman's department.
What? Where did you go to divinity school, sir? Where did you
Florida.
graduate from divinity school?
Florida.
What?
Florida.
Give me the name of the
McAlpin.
school. Just a second. Give me the name of the school.
United Faith Ministry.
United
Bible,
Faith
Yes, Bible College.
And how long did you go to this United
3
Faith
years.
Ministry? When?
1986 through 1989.
Did you graduate from there?
Yes, ma'am.
After 3 years?
Yes.
Divinity school?
Yes.
Where did you go to school before that? You don't go to divinity school for 3 years, sir.
Well, I did.
You don't
Your
get a
Honor.
Doctor of Divinity in 3 years. Unless you
don't
get
have-
it, unless
I
you
don't
get your
have-
Doctor of Divinity
I
and
don't
close
have
the
it.
cover before you
I do
strike.
not have a DD, Your Honor. Huh? That's a Doctor of Divinity.
Yeah. So what are
Mine
you?
is in religion. It's a PhD, and it's an honorary PhD, but it's still valid.
Right. I just want to make sure we understand each
Okay.
other, sir. Because I understand you. This is a vindictive thing to do. What else?
Well, basically my job was pretty much ruined his career, ruined that
Did you
place.
get fired from your job?
No, not
Good.
yet, but it's going
Oh,
back.
that's something.
Okay, I have
me see the
also my
letter.
counseling. I've had to start counseling because of what they've done. I mean, sexual harassment and what happened at my work. Because I used to go to work and feel happy, and now I go there and I just feel like I've been raped at my work by this man and this other person.
Yeah.
Thank you. And caused breach of contract by other tenants by saying that they didn't have to pay rent or utilities, and that's the only reason is I ran out
Listen
of
to
money.
me. I'm not entertaining that. The fact that he told other tenants that they did not have to pay rent or utilities, and they listened to him
Yes,
because
they did.
because they were stupid. Go after them in a separate action, each one
Yes.
of them for money that they owe you.
I
What else?
am. He interfered with my mortgage contract when they tried to serve me the trustee sale notice, and I was home. He stopped him from doing that, and he got the notice, and he read it, and had him put it on the door. He actually said I wasn't home. Yes.
They posted the notice. That's all it was,
After
Your
you told him
Honor.
I wasn't home. You lied.
They had already posted it.
You lied. I was home.
She's ready to rule.
Listen to me. He has, as abhorrent as I believe it is, he has a right to voice his objection as a citizen under the First Amendment to the Better Business Bureau with regard to someone who he knows is a man who is now a woman working in a woman's shop.
Well, he didn't know that from me, Your Honor.
Well, he may not have known it from you, but that happens to be true. So he has a First Amendment right to write to the Better Business Bureau. His motives, I question, just as I question his reverendship. All right. But that is not actionable. It's not sexual harassment. He's saying that he finds that not a reasonable situation to have you working in a woman's department in a store. Now, I don't know what business is it of his unless he goes in to buy ladies' things and goes into the dressing room, but he's allowed to do that because that's what the First Amendment to the Constitution says he's allowed to do. Listen, you get nothing from this court, sir. Absolutely, positively nothing except within 4 days, escorted. You can go and retrieve the items that you will please have put to one side someplace so we can pick up all the items that he has left in your apartment.
Right, my house.
Now, most of the damages that you are requesting from this court have to do with this harassment and making your life miserable,
Yes. Inside and out.
inside and out. He left without giving you 30 days notice. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
That's correct.
I had a 3-day or quit notice, Your Honor, so I left.
You didn't leave within 3 days. You
Just-
hung on.
Just a minute.
Okay.
He left. I would assume, Miss White, that you are very happy to be rid of him,
Very.
that you didn't want him around for an additional 30 days. Correct?
I actually offered he could stay there if he promised to catch up on the rent.
Just
And
a
he did.
second. From everything that you've told me,
Yeah.
you were very happy that he moved out when he didn't stay an additional 30 days.
Sure. I mean, at that
Good.
point, yes.
Give him back everything that you owe him. This case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Judges number 74 on the calendar in the matter of Osborne versus Holdman Chesmar. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am.
You're Mr. Chismar?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat for a moment, sir, even though you're a co-defendant in this case. My reading of these papers suggests that you're really not a party in interest to this. Mr. Osborne, I've read your complaint, sir. You and the defendant were engaged for about 2.5 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
And during that engagement period, you had a child.
Yes, ma'am.
Sort of not the way things are supposed to happen, you know.
She'd asked me to marry her.
No.
She didn't
I
make the
don't think
baby
so.
herself, right?
Well, she wanted the
Order.
she wanted the child. I did not at the time because I didn't know about our relationship and trusting her.
Mr. Osborne.
Yes,
Shh.
ma'am.
Engaged for 2.5 years, had a child, According to you, you were in jail for something. You'll tell me what in a minute. She moved out. When she moved out, she took $1,500 worth of your personal property.
And my child.
And your child.
No.
So, what were you in jail for?
I had a warrant for $100 owed to Burbank Court. And I had gotten in a fight with a friend over buying a car. We were wrestling in the driveway. The neighbors had called the police. They asked me if I had any warrants. I told them yes. And they took me in on that, and that only.
Why didn't you take care of these warrants?
Because we had moved in together and got a one-bedroom, and it was the expense of the child and all that. I couldn't afford it at all.
What
I
were
was
the
trying to make a
warrants?
life for us
What?
and
Shh,
pay
stop it.
utilities.
You're making me cry. What were the warrants for, sir? Warrants for parking tickets, driving while under the influence,
No,
speeding.
driving on a suspended license. I had done the time for it, but I owed court assessment, $100.
And how long were you in jail?
10 days.
And what happened while you were in jail?
In that time, she had taken my stuff, her stuff, and my child, and left the state.
Ms. Holdman, first, why don't you tell me why you left while he was in jail?
Well, first of all, we had a 3-day notice because Mr. Osborne did not get a job, and I could not pay rent and bills on my own.
Were you working?
No, I am disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
Epilepsy.
So you received a disability check for yourself and the child?
No, at the time I was not receiving disability yet. I was on AFDC.
Okay. AFTC was paying the rent, so why did you get a notice to leave?
Because I could not afford the full amount
We were
of rent.
behind.
And I could not afford the full amount of rent, and I could not afford all the bills. Mr. Osborne had run up phone bills that I have, and he did not give any part of his to help pay for bills or rent.
So you decided to leave. There had to be more than that.
No, ma'am. We got the pay or quit before he went to jail, and he
I
knew that we had to move.
Is that the pay or quit notice?
Yes, I
May
have
I
two
see
of
it,
them.
please?
They only
Okay.
asked for $50 to continue the rent. They made a deal with us.
You decided to move out. I have a feeling that there was more to the reason that you moved out and moved far away than just this pay and quit notice. But you left. Now, the question is, did you take any of his property with you?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Now, he's suing for $1,500. What property do you say she took?
She took dishes, clothes,
Just a
her
minute.
king-size bed that she had loaned us.
Just a second. Hold on. Let's go slowly, Mr. Osborne. Let's start with the bed.
Right.
The bed wasn't yours.
No.
Good. So let's forget
But
the
Lorraine
bed.
wants it back.
Just a
It
second.
was a
That's
loan.
her problem. I'm talking about you. She's not a co-plaintiff. You. What stuff did she take of yours?
She took ultrasound photos of the child and everything I had of the child.
Not everything. I want to hear, sir, what she took. Ultrasound photos of the child.
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
She took all my clothes.
Clothes. You say she took your clothes?
Yes.
What else did she take?
There was a fish tank, equipment, a little miniature pool table that I had for Brandy.
What else?
She had taken all my dishes.
Dishes.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dishes, sir? Limoges?
Plates, cups,
What?
glasses.
What else? That's not...
Everything in the apartment.
Miss,
Everything in mind that I had. that
Mr.
meant something.
Osborne,
Yes, ma'am.
this is not why you're here, sir.
No, I'm here because of Brandy.
No, this is not why you're here, because this is a lot of baloney.
It is. And
Well,
I don't care about the material things.
Because you're
I'm-
suing her for $1,500, but so far, you haven't given me $15 worth of stuff.
I have all kinds of things that went of value. I had 4 suits in there that were $600 each. I had all my clothes that adds
Are
up.
you telling me you spent $600 a piece on 4 suits? You
Yes,
must have
I-
some good job.
And if you,
And
yes,
what
I
would I have
did.
any use for your suits anyways?
Listen
Why
to
would
me.
I take
I don't know
Sir,
why you-
Mr.
just the-
Osborne, you're not here because of this
I'm
property,
here because of
sir.
Brandy. I could care less about my stuff, material things.
Well, what do you
if
want?
I win, I'm going to use that to get visitation. She will not let me see my child, and she says,
I
take me
tried
to
to
court.
let you see your
Shh,
kid.
just a second. So she says in her answer to your complaint that this is all about getting some money so that you can hire a lawyer, so that you can sue her in whatever the domestic relations or family court is in
Visitation
your
is
jurisdiction.
all.
Is that why you're here, sir?
Yes,
to get
ma'am,
money
it is.
so that you
Yes,
can hire a lawyer?
Yes, I was hoping to see my child today, and
Just
she's
as that's
not.
That's why you're here?
Yes.
To get money for a lawyer?
Yes.
This is not a proper forum for you, sir, to abuse the system, to come to court for that reason.
No, I also, I need some clothes, something to wear. I also need...
Did you take any of his clothes?
No, Your Honor, I did
Now,
not.
you're a co-defendant. Stand up, sir. You're suing him because why?
He was a party of taking my stuff. He helped her move out.
How do you know
He's
that?
a witness of all of...
How do you, just a second, how do you know that?
She had told me. And
Who
there was
told
another...
you?
There's another...
Who told you?
Who told me? John Brown, another friend of Lorraine's, who was told her, Lorraine, that he had helped her
Can't
move
hear all
out.
that. I mean, it's a court, sir. Did you help her move when she left?
The only thing I moved out of there, I didn't move anything personally, ma'am. I had just had back surgery, so I wasn't lifting or doing any of that. They had brought out a dresser, the king-size bed, 2 dressers, and that was it. That's all I hauled.
You didn't haul that yourself?
No, ma'am.
What about her clothes? What about her stuff?
I didn't haul any of that.
Do I look like I need help? What does that have to do with you, her clothes?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Kelly and I were.
When I
you
get to that
shut your
house,
mouth.
go ahead, hit me, and I'll put a lawsuit against you.
Yeah, I'll bet you will.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 26-year-old Kevin Osborne is suing the mother of his child, Kelly Holdman, for running out with their daughter and leaving their apartment bare.
You had somebody, according to these papers that I have, come in and take out your things.
A
You had
friend, the most expensive stuff. My
You
tools.
had a friend come in and take out
Right,
some things.
Your Honor, I don't know who took my stuff.
Mr.
I don't know if it was
Osborne,
my friend.
Did
if
you
it was
just say to me that you had your friend come in and take out the most expensive things, your tools?
Yes, because that's what I did for a living.
Well, then it's not logical, Mr. Osborne, for the defendant to have taken suits which she can hardly use and left the most expensive thing
She does it to-
with the tools. I mean, if she was going to take something to sell them, certainly it would have been far smarter for her to take the tools, which she probably could have sold.
She plays games, and she takes it just to
I
when I get
see.
out of jail, so I have nothing.
So
she wants
far,
to ruin
Mr.
me.
Osborne, the one who's playing a game is you, who's playing a game with a court.
No, ma'am. No,
with
ma'am.
a court, because you're not here because of the things she allegedly took from your apartment.
Yes, I am.
Your problem, the two of you, is that you made a baby and you had no right to make a baby until you had made a life together. That's what you did. That's a
why
mistake.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a
That's
mistake.
why I wanted to wait to have
I
a
want to
child.
tell you something. I would run away from you too, sir. You don't know how to be quiet. I mean, there's something very controlling about your manner. What I'm telling you is you made a baby, you had no business making a baby, but now baby has 2 parents. So I assume that eventually a judge is going to hear this case. I assume you've been legally declared the father of this child, sir, is that right?
No, not legally,
No,
but
Your
it's in the birth certificate.
That's not legally. Well, if you... What?
That's all I
Another
have.
reason
I don't
why
have the money to do
left
a
him-
DNA
Another
test.
reason why I left him also is because he's mentally and physically abusive, and I have proof of that. I have permanent scars on my body that I've never asked him for a penny. He's lived off of me all his life since we got
I want to pay
together.
child
That was-
support. She won't even let
that
me pay
was-
child support.
Then that was very bad judgment on your part.
Yes, it was. And
Especially if you have a disability. That's very bad judgment on your part to live
Yes,
with
ma'am.
somebody who is abusive. Clearly, this was not a relationship that was destined to go on for 25 years. Unfortunately, you made this child, and the child has 2 parents. All I want to know, sir, is you don't need $1,500, which is what you're suing for, to go into court and file a petition asking legally to be declared the father of this child. Once you're legally declared to be the father of this child, along with that comes certain rights. One of the rights is to have a regular time to see your daughter. Regular. That's what's supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be a controlling situation so that you call whenever you want to see the child.
I realize
because
that,
clearly that's not going to work here. So you're going to have somebody else set up a schedule for you. But you have to go into court to do that. Are you still receiving AFDC?
Yes, ma'am, just for the child, and I'm receiving disability for myself.
Your Honor?
Well, if she's receiving AFDC
Your
for the
Honor?
child,
Your Honor, when she was living with me, in all the places that she was living, she was getting AFDC and welfare and saying that she was living at their house. That's perjury. That is lying to the social service who I'm talking to now on fraud, welfare fraud.
I don't think so.
Notified welfare when she moved.
let me tell you something.
She
sir.
worked with my mother. I moved her in when I first met her to take care of nurse and take care of my mom and maid. and she did not claim that she was living there earning money.
Yes,
Lorraine
I
is
did. I
the
told the
Lorraine is a
welfare
witness.
office.
Is all that Kelly, her granddaughter, has done to me. I'm living with Lorraine now. We were supposed
First
to
of
get
all,
married.
she's not my legal grandmother.
No, but she took custody of Kelly when she was 12 years old.
No, she did not. I ran away to her when I was 12.
Listen, I'm really not interested in going back to the flood, sir. What I'm telling you is, and I don't mean to be hard on you, I really don't mean to be hard on you, but this is the mother of your child. You're not supposed to put her in jeopardy. By what you just said to me now, you have placed her in jeopardy. Why would you want to do that?
Because she is not. She's not a fit mother. That's why.
And like you're a fit father.
I have witnesses that she was
Well, listen,
at
you tell
a bar drunk, staggering, and she's supposed to be a mother of my child.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did I ever hit you?
Yeah, what the hell is this?
Oh no.
What is this?
You were drunk.
Yeah, I was
I
drunk.
pushed you. Did I
Yeah,
hit you?
I was
No.
drunk. Yeah.
And later today,
Do you really believe in this position that you've taken for me?
Absolutely.
Well, then let me tell you where you're all wet.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
I would hope that whatever judge hears your case and hears your petition for paternity and custody or visitation, whatever you will be seeking, does a full forensic examination, that is a full psychiatric and psychological evaluation of both of you. And I would assume that once those forensics are done, if they are done by a qualified person, the judge will have all the information that he or she needs to make an appropriate order for custody or visitation. My case here is a very simple one. You have not established to my satisfaction that she took anything from this apartment that belonged to you, and I am dismissing your lawsuit. With the proviso, sir, that if you want visitation, and not just to be tootin', you go into court yourself, you don't need a lawyer, you petition the court to be legally declared the father of this child. They will immediately make an order of support so that I, the taxpayer, don't have to support your child, which I am doing now.
She won't let me pay child support.
Just a second.
She wants
I don't
to
want
keep
you.
collecting
Just a second.
ATC and get my child away from me.
Listen to me. Judge, listen to me, Judge. Full forensic examinations before you make any order. This case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please. Take your time.
She keeps their marriage going, and she's told me some of the things that she does with them.
He's jealous.
He's jealous of the relationship
Maybe because
that we
he has
have.
to sit in his bedroom with his mags.
Parties on Young versus Cornelius. Step forward, please.
Financial controller Lucinda Young says she loaned Aaron Cornelius money and even adjusted his tax deductions because she felt sorry for him, but he won't pay her back.
Ms. Young, I gather that you work in the accounting department where the defendant works as an employee. Is that correct?
I'm the controller.
According to your complaint, he came to you and asked to borrow $168. That was a personal loan. You gave him $168. He hadn't paid you back.
Right.
Is that it?
That's it.
You say it has nothing to do with a personal loan.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Well, let's hear what your defense is.
My defense is that she had told me that the government was taking too much money away from me on each paycheck, that she can correct that by blocking my taxes for periods of time.
What do you mean blocking your taxes?
Basically where the money comes to me now instead of at the end of the year.
So she was going to add more deductions for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you say in your answer to this claim that as a result of that, it cost you some money.
That's correct.
How much money did it cost you?
Approximately almost $500 at the end of the year that I ended up owing due to this block.
It's not a block. It's just changing the number of deductions.
Changing the number of deductions, yes.
Well, let me ask you, sir, how did you come to ask her, how did she come to give you this $168? I want you to tell me exactly what happened. She's in her office.
Right. I had approached her and told her that due to what we have did to my paycheck, that it had ended up making me owe at the end of the year, and you know, it was hurting me financially, and she had offered to help. And she said, She had wrote me out a check for $168, and I said thank you, and I didn't assume that it was a loan due to the fact that it was her negligence that brought me to this point anyway.
Now you want to tell me your version of how this came about?
Well, Aaron came into my office and said, I've been making payments all along to the IRS. And this was in October of '96, so obviously his tax return, I assume, was filed on time in April. He said, I owe $168. Are they going to garnish me? Well, we don't like garnishments where I work because they cause a little extra work for all of us. And, you know, I've known Aaron for as long as he's worked at the company. And I said, Aaron, how much is it? How much do you need to not be garnished? He said, $168. I said, okay, I'll write you a check. Pay me back when you can. Here's $168. The garnishment came through next week, the following week. I said, what'd you do with the money? But obviously that's history now. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but you said to him, here's the $168, pay me back when you can.
He offered to sign a note. In fact, that was the first thing he said before I even offered to give him the money. He said, I'm happy to sign a note, whatever it takes, but I need this money now. I said, you don't need to sign a note. I know you. You've been working here a while. I won't do it again, but...
Now, Mr. Cornelius, do you really believe in your position, sir?
Excuse me?
Do you really believe in this position that you've taken before me?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Well, then let me tell you where you're all wet.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
She explained to you, if I believe what you say, that if you took, let's say, 4 deductions, you would get more in your salary each week, and it would probably be a wash with regard to taxes. You wouldn't have to pay any taxes, and you would end up with more dollars in your hand, correct?
That's correct.
All right. So what happened was, you still got more dollars. She didn't get any gain out of this, you did. If she put more deductions, that means you got more money in your paycheck each week. Why should she have to pay for that? She didn't write a company check, she wrote her own personal check. You still got the money.
Okay.
Now, did you go to her office and say, if I don't send them $168, they're going to garnish my salary?
That's correct.
And did she say to you, I'll give you the $168 because we don't like that to happen, you'll give it back to me when you can?
She had said to assist me, yes. She did say she would assist me, yes.
You left out the last part, Mr.
That's
Cornelius.
correct, because I don't recall that part.
Well, she recalls it, and it sounds very logical to me.
Well, I have it in an email here that he intended to pay me back.
Because you kept hounding me about it, and I was going to try to
just a
square it away.
second. Did you put it in a letter to her that you were going to pay her back?
Yeah, because she kept hounding me about it.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $168. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out the back door to your right. This is case number 143 on the calendar in the matter of Snook versus Snook. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
You folks were married for 8 years. You're still married, but in the process of getting a divorce.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
You have 2 kids?
Yes.
How old are they?
8 and 3. 8 and 3.
Boy and a girl?
Yes.
At issue in this case are 2 loans that were made during the course of your marriage. One for $3,500? $3,800 to your mother.
Yes.
And another one to a friend for $1,500.
Correct.
Correct.
You, sir, seem to acknowledge that these loans were made, but refuse to contribute towards repaying them.
Yes.
You're going to tell me why in a minute, I assume. Also at issue are possession of wedding photographs. Is that in an album?
There's a few that he has that he's taken out, but I have some, he has some, but I prefer to have them all together.
They're more like personal photos, private photos that she would like to have back.
I'm talking about the wedding photos.
The wedding photos?
Yes.
There was a few he had, but that was not the issue. The ones that were the issue was the private, personal photos that we had that I want back. And the photos of our kids, videotapes of the children that he has.
Well, first, let's talk about the loans, then we'll talk about these photographs. What was this loan for $3,800 to her mother? What was it for?
Money accumulated through the time of our marriage that her mom had loaned her.
What do you mean loaned her?
Excuse me. Yes, thank you.
Just a second.
Sorry.
I don't need help. What do you mean that she loaned her?
Some of the loans I knew about, some of the loans I did not know about. They were for bills that we accumulated.
Well, sir, you seem to acknowledge that her mother made loans to you as a couple
Yes.
for your bills in the amount of $3,800. Now, that doesn't mean that he's responsible to pay the $3,800. You understand that?
That he's not responsible to pay it?
No, he's only responsible to pay a portion of it.
Yes.
Half of it. You seem not to understand that in your papers.
Well, he won't pay any of it.
You understand, at least I hope you understand now, that he is not solely responsible for paying the $3,800. If your mother made a loan to the two of you as a couple, it seems reasonable for each of you to be responsible for half of that loan, unless you can give me some reason why you shouldn't be responsible for half of that loan.
I don't think I should be responsible for any of the loan.
Well, you're going to tell me why in a second. We haven't gotten to that part yet. First, I want to make sure that she's being reasonable. Then I'll get to your being reasonable.
First off, I do think he should pay for most of it too, because part of the loan that we took out, she wrote off $2,500 of it through my college education that I had before I met Jamie. And
I don't understand that.
We had a debt of about $6,500, and she wrote off $2,500 of it as a thank you to me for me paying for my own college.
I'm not talking about your college, madam. I'm talking about the money that your mother lent, come on, for your household bills, which were $3,800. I assume over the course of time this was in dribs and drabs.
Yes, and part of it also was for his vending that he had to take out, and I figure he should pay for that.
For his what?
He has vending machines, like snack machines and stuff.
Were the vending machines the source of your family's income?
No.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I work at special effects and repairs on rides.
And you also have some vending machines?
Yes.
And what did you do with the money that you got from these vending machines?
I was paying on the loan that was taken out for the machines, and the accounts were small, so they weren't making enough to pay the loans.
So you were hoping that this business would get going?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to debate this with you any further. You are responsible for half of these loans. Now, let's get to you. You don't think you should be responsible for any loan to her mother?
Correct.
Tell me why.
Currently, I'm paying out a month right now for my expenses and her expenses, $2,800 a month. That's just monthly payments. I write out every month in checks.
Right.
And then I have another $10,000 of other unpaid bills that I'm going to be responsible to pay for also. So as a contribution towards this, she can take care of that loan while I'm taking care of my living expenses.
Do you work?
Presently, right now, no, I don't.
Well, how are you supporting yourself?
Right now, Jamie is supporting us with what he gives us, but Jamie seems to only want to pay when he wants to pay the bills, and he doesn't have a $10,000 debt that I'm involved in. So I disagree with what he's saying there.
What kind of work had you been doing?
I'm a hairdresser. And I did for 10 years, and I supported Jamie for the first 2 years of our relationship.
I assume that when the divorce is over, you're going to go back to work.
Oh, I'm going back to work.
So, sir.
Yes.
Right now, are you voluntarily paying this $2,800, or are you paying it by court order?
Voluntarily.
You're going to have to allocate some of that money towards repaying the loan to her mother. Half of it. Do you understand? $1,800. Half the loan to her mother. Now you have a $1,500 loan to a friend. What was that for? Who wants to tell me?
It was a loan she had taken out from a friend of hers to catch up on some bills we were behind on, and...
Mr. Snook, you keep saying she took out the loans to catch up on bills that we were behind on.
Well...
You mean she asked for the loan?
She did.
And you, too, spent the money on household bills that you were behind on.
Yes.
So, why shouldn't you be responsible for paying back half of those bills?
Initially, I would have felt I was responsible to pay back half, or pay the full amount of the loan or half the loan, except for on the time of our disputing of our difficult times, this gentleman started calling the house and asking her out, and they would go out to the bar and they'd meet and have drinks and stuff. And I thought it was very disrespectful for him to go after my wife and as a friend, and I don't feel like I should pay him now.
You don't have to love him, sir. You just have to pay him. And you only have to pay him half, so it should make you feel better.
I felt he was wrong on that because he felt I was having an affair with this guy, Terry, which I wasn't. He felt I was doing something behind his back, so he wasn't going to repay this loan. He tells me flat out that he's not repaying it because he says, I cheated with another man, and now I can do the debt. But that's not true. And
well, whatever. You asked Terry for the $1,500.
Only because he asked me to.
I did not.
Just a second. You sound, madam,
yes,
you sound like a very, very self-assured person. You didn't ask Terry only because he asked you to. I mean, he didn't strap you down.
No, I don't normally go out and ask people for money.
But you asked
friends.
Terry for this money. You have to pay $750 back to Terry, and so do you. Do you understand? That's fair. We're talking about being fair. When a marriage breaks up, there are certain assets, and each of you will want half the assets, and there are certain liabilities.
Yeah, but being that I owe him money, I don't think he should be contacting my wife and trying to go out with her.
That's none of your business at this point.
Well, there was a
Just a second. Don't respond. That's none of your business at
That
this
was
point.
disrespectful as a friend, and then expect me to pay him money after he's trying to sleep with my wife. And then he wants his money back, so he gets her and the money too.
Let me explain something to you. You made this debt. You and your wife made this debt. If it turned out that you didn't like him over anything, whether you felt that he was disrespectful towards you because he was pursuing your wife, whether that's true or not, it's really not relevant. Whether he disrespected you in some other way, that does not negate the fact that you owe this money. Somebody is going to have to pay him back the money, and you originally agreed to pay him back this money as a couple. Period. End of discussion. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Now let's get to the rest of the stuff, which all sometimes is the most sticky of wickets with regard to people who are divorcing.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She's a black widow, and you let her come in.
Yeah, but
She did her little nest, and you fell for it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melinda Snook says her husband James cheated on her. James says Melinda was unfaithful. While waiting for a divorce, they have brought their dispute over 2 loans before Judge Judith Sheindlin.
Wedding photographs, photographs of the children, videos of the babies. These things are treasures of the children's, not really yours. It's interesting, 50% of the marriages in this country unfortunately fail. It's a sad statistic, but true. And so many wedding albums end up having heads cut out of them. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Because that's what you choose to do. The truth is, when your children are adults and much older and you're not here anymore, your children and grandchildren would like to be able to look at their family histories. So I want you to think of these photographs of your wedding and the times that you spent together with your children as really being, you're holding them in trust for your kids. They're not really yours. The wedding albums really will have no sentimental value for you, but they will for your children. The wedding photographs should not be headless. This picture, you have no head in that picture. He has no head. So I don't care how you deal with that. If one person wants to keep them and put them in a vault, we can do that. Or it's very easy. We live in a very technologically sophisticated era. You can make copies of pictures. You can make copies of videos. So you have family videos that are in your possession. Is that right?
Yes.
And you would like them.
Not just the family videos. He also has some personal pictures I want to make sure I get back.
Let's talk about the personal pictures in a second. I'm talking about the children's pictures. If that's not an issue, then don't waste my time.
Oh, no, it is an issue.
You put it in your paper, so I'm addressing
the videos, because he said I couldn't have them.
Sir.
Yes.
She should have every picture that you have in your possession. or a copy thereof. You have pictures in your possession?
At home, yes.
Well, whether they're at home or whatever.
I already made the albums for the kids. That's why I want these pictures back.
Fine. He would like copies of all the pictures that you have. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is that reasonable?
Yes.
Good. So you add them all up. If you have 100 pictures, each one of you pay for 50 and make copies. So now you have half. And if you have a video that you want, is it a video of the kids?
Yes.
How many videos do you have of the children?
About roughly 8 or 9. I have them here.
Let me see what they're on. What kind of thing are they on?
I'm on VHS tape, Judge.
8
Just a second. My technical advisor is giving me some information.
He can copy them on a VHS tape.
Good. You can copy them on a
VHS tape.
VHS tape. Make her a copy. So she has a copy and you have a copy. Is that fair?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, the photos that you want, I assume, the personal photos, because of the way you say it to me, probably of photographs that you would not like to have broadcast.
Exactly.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believed everything she said, that she was fooling around on me and cheating on me, and I took it very hard.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. A divorcing couple, Melinda and James Snook, have come before Judge Judith Sheindlin to decide who should pay for outstanding loans.
Are they
Yes.
all there, sir?
Yes.
And a tape?
Just a second. I want you,
And
this is a
negatives?
tape,
Yes.
the tape in issue. Don't tell me what's on it. This is a family courtroom. I want you to look at these photographs and tell me if these are the photographs that you have a problem with. Okay?
If they're not all there?
Well, don't speculate. Look.
Most of them.
Okay.
There's a few I can see that he might not call bad, that I still consider bad, but aren't in there.
But these are the worst
Yes.
of the lot.
Yes.
Now, you want them back or you want them destroyed?
Destroyed.
We're good at that. Okay, so
And
you
no
understand the
copies were made?
ground rules? Everything that you have of the kids, everything that you have of the kids is going to be copied so that each of you has a copy, so that hopefully the children will have always copies, pictures of themselves growing up,
Exactly.
that you will each have photographs. Hopefully that the children will always have the photographs to look back on. And you, sir, are going to give her a check for $2,650, and you are going to assume those two debts yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay? Now, is there anything that I've left out?
Yes.
What?
A mutual friend of ours that caused this whole thing that he is bothering to leave out why he won't pay the debts.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She was convincing, I guess.
Why? Why?
She told me what I wanted to hear.
Just a second. He's paying the debt.
There's more to this than that, though.
Listen to me, madam. I don't have all day. I got a lot of cases to do. I've just resolved every issue that you presented to me in your complaint. Okay? I'm not a psychiatrist. If you have a problem, you should see a therapist. I'm here to resolve legal issues. Now,
Well,
are there any other legal issue of property
Yes.
that I have not resolved?
There was some pictures, as I said, that are missing that brought
know
into
about
a girl. It brings in another friend that caused a lot of problems.
Did you understand what I said, Miss Nook?
Yes.
Good. Is there any other property that you are interested in?
There is.
What?
There's a few, but I know he doesn't have them all. There might be nothing to you, but there are to me.
Listen to me. I have just resolved this. You understand what the court's ruling is?
Yes.
Good. One last bit of advice. You made two children. They're very young. They're 8 and 3 years old. You are going to have contact with each other for the next 20 years. Graduations, proms, engagements, weddings, after that, grandchildren. if your marriage is over for whatever reason, I want you to love your children more than you hate each other. Is that fair?
Yes.
Your children didn't ask to be born into a war zone. And I'm certain that when you had your kids, you had every intention of giving them a loving, secure home with two parents. That didn't work out. The children's emotional security should be paramount in your mind. And I want you to understand, and you to understand, that if either of the children has an emotionally damaged parent because of what you do to each other, that's going to hurt the kids. So I'm very serious with you. Love your children more than you hate each other. Okay? That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Good call, Judge. 125 on the calendar in the matter of McNeil versus Brick House. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You're welcome. You may be seated.
All right. According to these papers, the two of you were in a domestic partnership arrangement for quite some time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That arrangement, relationship is over. You claim, Mr. McNeil, that the defendant owes you almost $3,500.
That's correct.
Do you want to explain to me for what, sir?
We were in a relationship which parted in 1995, and Jason moved out, and he went through some problems and things, and towards the end of 1995, he didn't have anywhere to go. He couldn't afford to pay his rent and things like that, so I entered into an agreement with him that he could move in with me on the proviso.
How long had you been separated at that time, sir?
From June through December of 1995.
And how did it come about that he told you he was having these problems?
He called me one day at my office and said that he had lost his job, he'd been fired from his job, and would I go pick him up? And
does that sound familiar to you, sir?
No, that's not the way it happened, Your Honor. Mr. McNeil stayed in contact with me when he moved out, always. Was always in contact with me. And
but you were not together anymore?
No, it was more of a friendship. It wasn't like I called him because I lost my job.
Did you make an arrangement to move back into his home?
Yes, I did.
And what was the financial arrangement?
We split everything.
Was that how it was right from the beginning when you moved back in?
I was a little bit behind. I went back to work in May.
When did you move in?
January.
So you went back to work in May?
Correct.
So you owed him rent for January, February, March, April, and I assume part of May. Is that right? 5 months?
But I paid it. But that would be the most.
How did you pay it if you weren't working?
He received my unemployment checks, and also I was temping. I did do work here and there
what
during that time.
What were your unemployment checks?
$200.
A what?
Every 2 weeks or something.
Did you receive any of his unemployment checks?
I never received any of his unemployment checks. In fact, he always came up with excuses. And just as an example, one day he called me and in tears on the telephone that he had been down to cash his unemployment check at a cash checking place on Santa Monica and La Brea. He'd walked out with the cash and he'd been mugged.
Does that sound familiar to you?
No, that doesn't. I don't know what he's talking about.
That's the absolute truth.
I believe you, sir.
And I have people.
I believe you.
Thank you.
How much was the arrangement for rent?
Half of the rent. The rent at that time was $505, and he was going to pay $250. And also, as part of the agreement, it was basically just rent. And the rent actually included utilities and all that sort of thing. I never ever asked him for like food or if we were ever
All
going.
you wanted was the $250 a month. How many months did he live there?
From January through March this year. That's what, 12, 15 months?
And how much did he pay you during those 15 months?
He paid me, it was a total of about $2,000. Did you get a copy of this?
No, I
with
have
the
nothing,
payments?
sir. I just have your complaint and his answer.
That's a copy of the whole thing with the actual payments that he did make me, and those payments weren't made until he had gone back to work at his place of employment.
All right, well, certain of the monies were repaid. The rent was repaid, $2,000 worth. You have a whole list of things, checks written fraudulently and cashed.
Yes.
What is that about?
on September 8th last year, we got into an argument and I was actually arrested. He had already been arrested previously
for what?
for domestic violence.
I mean, you had a physical fight.
And during that time, part of the court, the judge actually asked him to move out of my apartment. And during that week that I was actually in jail for that week, when I got back...
Why were you in jail for a whole week?
It was I think it was a mess with the judicial system at the
You
jail
mean they
downtown.
forgot about you?
I think so. So anyway, that's a whole other point. When I got back, 3 checks were written out of my checking account. He knew that I got paid during the time that I was in jail, and he wrote and cashed 3 checks to the value of $550 on my checking account.
Did you do that, sir?
Yes, I did, but I did not forge them. They were signed already.
Well, did you have permission to cash them?
No, I didn't have permission.
Well, then how come you did that?
I was mad at him. But, Your Honor, that money was paid back. You know, all this money that he's claiming...
Show me where it was paid back.
It was not, I don't have any receipts because I have tax liens against me. Everything I do is in cash. And I have a witness who is my current roommate now that will testify that I pay everything in cash, my utility bills, my rent, everything, because I can't open a checking account.
You can get money orders. You don't have to have a checking account, sir. Money
But I'm
orders,
in a
anybody
domestic
can get.
relationship partner, Your Honor.
No,
I
you
just give
weren't.
him the cash.
No, you weren't, sir. At the time that we're talking about, this domestic partnership had terminated and we were in a situation of a landlord and a tenant with regard to certain bills.
No, Your Honor, we weren't.
Well, you told me that.
He was still, at this time when this happened, we were still living in the same household, and he was still pretending to be my lover.
I don't understand.
Your Honor, I could witness that.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
They would come to my house in the desert as lovers. They would come to stay in my house in the desert.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You have a new friend. Ask him for money. What are you calling him?
He's not a new friend. I've known him for 10 years.
Fine, ask him for money.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 42-year-old Wayne McNeil is suing his former lover, 29-year-old Jason Brickhouse, alleging when they broke up, Jason didn't pay his share of the rent. Jason claims he paid the money in cash.
There are a lot of things charged here. Gas, gasoline. Why does he have your American Express card?
He took it from
When?
me. I have no idea. He used my American Express card to pay for a public storage unit in January of last year. I have no idea
hold
how
on
he got
just a
it.
second. Sir, let me tell you why I have a problem with that. Because you have different dates here, but they're over a many-month period, so that when you saw the first bill for gas signed by him...
No, the gas and everything I did. I don't have a motor vehicle. He has a car, and because he never had any money, he was always asking me to put gas in his car because his job is during the weekends. He used to do deliveries for a messenger service, and he never had money to put gas in his car, so I would put gas in his car. And he always said that he would pay me back. This whole thing started...
No, that's nonsense. Come on. Let's talk about big things. Let's not talk about $11 for gas.
But it adds up.
Of course it adds up, sir, and if you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't have done it. And it went over a long enough period of time so that you could have said at any time, if these were loans, listen, you have to give me back the $11, the $4, the $14. Come on, let's get serious.
He was always saying, I would pay you when I get paid.
Let's
I
get
would pay
serious.
you when I get paid, and you never would.
Let's take care of the big things first. There is an agreement to pay $250 in rent over a 15-month period. I can't work these things.
$3,750, Judge.
And you say he paid you $2,000.
If that's what,
now,
yeah.
Did he pay you $2,000 in cash or check?
He paid me in cash.
Can I speak now?
Sure.
Your Honor, this whole relationship, I don't have receipts. I paid in cash. That's why I brought a witness in that will tell. That's what I do. I pay in cash.
I don't care if that's what your pattern is. He already said to you, you paid him in
Yeah.
cash. He acknowledges that you paid him $2,000 in cash.
But he
I don't care
is-
if that's what this witness is going to tell me.
He is lying.
Your witness is going
Right.
to say that you pay all your bills by cash.
Well,
Right?
but they were also in a relationship together. It wasn't just roommates.
Listen to me. Just answer the questions that I posed to you.
Okay, Your Honor, this went on for a long period of time. I have a restraining order against Mr. McNeil. On June 22nd of this year, Mr. McNeil started pounding on my door at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk. I threatened to call the police and have him thrown in jail. This case was filed on June 23rd. It's nothing more than harassment and retaliation because I don't want anything to do with them. That's all it is.
Go ahead, Mr. McNeil.
Okay. The whole reason that this case is here today is because on June 13, Jason called me and said, "Can you give me $20? I have no food in the house." I said, "No, I'm not going to give you $20, Jason." He said, "I'll pay you back on Monday when I get paid." I said, "I still can't give you the money." So I left to go out with some friends, and I went upstairs and I gave him $5. When I got home that night, I called him up and I left a message on his machine. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and admittedly, it was a little sarcastic. It was the fact that, you know, you're obviously out drinking the $5 that I gave you, because he had also been sick all week during the week with stomach problems and things. So that was it. On Monday night, I went upstairs. He goes to a domestic violence class on Monday nights, which I've paid for the last 3 months, $40 every time when he hasn't got the $40 to pay for it. And knocked on his door. He comes to the door. He'd also been drinking. He said, "I'm not very pleased with you." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You leave nasty messages on my answer machine. I know I owe you money. I'll put it in an envelope and leave it under your door."
And I did. I left $65 in an envelope under his door after I got paid.
No,
and
you
I
did
said,
not.
from this point on, leave me alone.
No.
Just get out of my life and leave me alone.
Was there any money left under your door?
No, there was not.
Yes, there was.
There was not.
Sir, why are you still calling him for money?
I thought we could be friends, but obviously we couldn't.
You're a user.
No,
I want to tell you something. You're a user. Because if you're not together anymore and you have a new friend.
You want to ask him why he... Sorry.
You have a new friend. Ask him for money. What are you calling him?
He's not a new friend.
No.
I've known him for 10 years. We are just roommates.
Fine. Ask him for money.
He won't pay him.
Why?
He won't lend him money. Sorry.
You're a user because
I disagree with you, Your Honor.
Well,
He
you may
used
disagree
me.
with me, but since I'm the judge, I get the last word.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Whatever she did was an accident if she transgressed on your rights as a pedestrian. What you did was a purposeful act of vandalism.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
There are certain things that I find were agreements between the two of you, and that was that when he moved back in, he was supposed to pay rent. Rent was $250 a month. I believe you when you say that he paid $2,000 of that $3,750 amount that he was supposed to pay. So I have $1,750 left that he owes you. I also want to ask you one question, just you. Did he pay you back this $550 that he wrote in forged checks?
No, he didn't.
I believe that too, that he did not pay you back. So I'm adding that. That's $2,300. Do you understand? That's what I'm giving you.
Okay.
Don't give him any more money.
Don't worry, I'm not.
Good. Judgment in the case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,300. That's all.
Boys are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Out the back door to your right, please.
When he's been drinking, he gets violent, and
I don't know where this is coming from, but this is ridiculous.
Excuse me, Michael.
And now the next case.
Parties on Kirk versus Swartz. Step forward, please.
Danielle Kirk says bookkeeper Ronit Schwartz banged her car with a bag of groceries. Ronit says she only touched the car as Danielle drove recklessly through the parking lot.
Ms. Kirk, you allege in your papers that the defendant damaged your car when she hit it intentionally with a bag of groceries.
That is correct.
You want to tell me where you were and how this happened, please?
On July the 9th, I was backing out of a parking spot at the Pavilions shopping center, and I was 2/3 of the way out of the lot when I noticed
Out of the lot or out of the...
out of a parking space, when I noticed that the defendant had stepped behind my car with a small child. So I stopped and let her proceed behind my car, and as she crossed in front of my car to get to her car, she stopped and started yelling obscenities and whatnot. So I just looked at her. I didn't say anything. I made no gestures to her. She finished crossing in front of my car and started walking towards her car, and I turned my car and proceeded to try and exit the lot. When the car behind me honked, she turned and swung a bag of groceries and hit the side of my car.
The car behind you?
Was honking at me to leave, but I couldn't leave because she was standing in front of my car. So as I went to leave, she turned and swung and hit my car.
All right, let me try to understand this. There were rows of parked cars.
Correct.
You're backing out of the spot.
Yes.
The defendant and her child were walking and were behind your car, so you stopped.
Yes.
Then you say she came around to the front of your car.
Yes, she was crossing in front of my car to get to her car.
So then you finished pulling out, so your car was backed out.
Correct.
And sort of with the nose heading towards the exit.
Right.
And she was at this point in front of your car.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't move.
Right.
And then a car behind you that was also trying to exit, you said.
They wanted my spot. They wanted to pull into the spot that I was leaving out of.
Okay, so they honked.
Right.
And then she swung her bag of
And
groceries.
she turned and swung and hit the side of my car.
Did you hear it?
Yes.
What did it sound like?
It was a loud thump. There was something heavy in her bags.
Okay. Did you get out and look at the car at that time?
Yes, I did.
And what did you see?
I saw a dent behind the passenger side door where the door opens, and I showed it to her.
Okay. And you got out, and then what happened?
I asked her why she did it. She admitted that she did it. At first, she said she swung a bag of groceries. Then she said she hit her hand on my car. Then she changed the story the third time and said it was just a box of cereal. But
Did she say why she did it?
No, she did not.
You have an estimate for the damage?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? Ms. Schwartz, you want to tell me your version of these events, please?
Yes. I was walking with my daughter on, there were 2 lanes of cars with their backs to us on the left side of the lane. I was walking and her car came out. We were there and her car came out of the parking spot. And I grabbed my daughter and moved back. Then she started proceeding, not letting me go first. She started proceeding and I said, wait a minute, hold it, because we were there. Then she made kind of motions that we could walk in front of her car, and we started walking in front of her car and she proceeded to go. It's like, you know, she didn't really give us enough time. Then she passed us and I was behind the car already, and I turned around with, my 8-year-old had 2 bags and I had 2 bags, and I turned around to yell something because I was angry. And then all of a sudden she pulled over, she blocked my car where I was. And then she started saying, you hit my car, you deliberately hit my car.
Well, you did hit her car with your groceries.
Not intentionally.
No, Mr.
Absolutely.
Schwartz, that's not true.
Yes, it is true.
No.
Yes, it is
you were
true.
No, Mr. Schwartz. You were angry and you hit her car with the groceries. There's no
I did not deliberately hit her car with my groceries. I turned her car around. Her car was already past me. I had my daughter's. I had 2 bags of groceries. She had 2 bags of groceries, plus I was holding her hand. Because on 3 separate times she wouldn't let us.
In order to cause a dent in the car of over $400, you had to accidentally whip around.
that I didn't cause
not
that
madam,
dent.
just turn around so that the bag of groceries taps it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand you perfectly.
I understand what you're saying, but I never was near the passenger side of her car. I was behind it when she had already stopped, and I never deliberately attacked her with my groceries.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mrs. Schwartz, judges are only human beings. We don't deal with computers, so you have to rely on what is common sense. And our own human experience. And having driven myself in parking lots, been a pedestrian on the street, I can't tell you that, especially when I'm in New York City, how many taxi cabs I would like to hit with a heavy object. You remember those days?
Oh, Judge, I know.
Right? Because you feel as if people are being inconsiderate, people are not being careful enough behind the wheel, and you want to be able to respond to it. Mrs. Schwartz, you lost your temper. You owe her $432.69. Whatever she did was an accident if she transgressed on your rights as a pedestrian. What you did was a purposeful act of vandalism that's going to cost you $432. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, this is case number 233 on the calendar in the matter of Oshrin versus Stimson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am, sir.
All right, this case involves a traffic dispute. Miss Oshrin, you look like an otherwise intelligent lady. Got yourself involved with this dispute. You want to tell me about it, please?
It was Saturday night, and I was going to get dinner for my husband. I was waiting at a left-hand turn on Sherman Way, which is a busy street.
What kind of a car were you driving?
I was driving a rental car. It was a little Mercury Mystique, I believe. And I was sitting there waiting for traffic to go. There was 2 more cars that needed to go by. It was a little distance between, but not enough. And while I was sitting there, another car came up and started blaring on the horn at me. Didn't let off, so I waited, made my turn. The car tailgated me and followed me into the parking lot where I was going, which was another left in there. And so I turned down the first row of cars, you know, trying to go where I needed to go and get out of the way. And started to go towards the right, and car, you know, kind of punched it a little bit to the right, so I just stopped, figuring, go around me. I'm not moving. And I had a
And it
dog.
was the same car that had been
Yeah, it was
blowing
the same one
the
tailgating
horn.
me.
What kind of car was that?
Well, I couldn't tell until it was later, and it was a '81 Toyota truck. Little pickup. It was small.
Driver. Go.
And so anyway, then when I stopped, I had a dog in the car that I was trying to adopt, and so I checked on the dog just because she's nervous anyway. And when I looked up, there was, you know, the defendant was walking down towards me, you know, towards my car. So I locked the door, and he came up, kneeled down, and told me I got my license from a Cracker Jack box. And so he kneeled there for a second, paused, he got up, and leaned forward and spit through the crack I had in my window, in my face. So, and then he turned around and walked back, and I got out to get his license plate. His car was parked like maybe an inch off of mine, and what I could see, there was no plate. So I started to walk back, and when I started to walk, he turned around again, and so I yelled at him for spitting in my face, and he turned around, and we ended up in a kicking fight. He started kicking me, so I kicked him back, and finally I just, you know, I didn't kick it, but I pushed the door with my foot, because it was at an angle, and he was on one side, and it pushed him back into the truck. So I went back to my car, and as I was walking back to the car, he came up and grabbed me by the shoulder and kind of pushed me and started to beat up the car, tried kicking my car. Then he turned around and came at me again. So, and, you know, he ended up spitting in my face. So I was holding him back because he was walking at me. And by the time we kind of did like a circle and came back by the car, and the car was on the side of me. So I was, you know, while I'm holding him back, there was a girl that came walking down from the other side, you know, quickly at us. So I glanced at her, and when I glanced at her, he hit me in the jaw. So.
And then what happened?
Well, my head went that way, and then I turned around and I ducked. And when I did that, I ended up ripping his shirt because I was still holding. And somebody grabbed my arm, you know, for the other direction. So I went that way, and when I looked up, he had 4 or 5 people holding him back. So I went back again to try to get the license plate, and I guess they let him go because I was probably about halfway down there, and he came back and he started pushing me, and I walked like a big circle to the back, and finally got the plate, you know, and he turned around and left once he realized, I guess, what I got.
All right. What kind of medical costs did you have?
I've got chiropractic and for my my jaw. It was actually, it's a specialist. He went through 2 referrals to get to it. He wants, together they're like 44, 60-something, 64 right now. Here's another one. This goes with it. That's all, everything. The bill's right behind it.
I have a lot of questions to ask you.
Okay.
The first one that comes to my mind, as a woman, if some nut comes up to your car and you know that he's been tailgating you, and I don't think that there's any question that he was tailing you, because I read your complaint and I read his answer. So common sense suggests to me he was annoyed, honking his horn. You live in California? It's surprising. People in California don't blow their horns a lot. You know, people in New York blow their horns if you're, you know, delayed a split second. Here, everybody sort of hangs out and gives you a chance. I found the drivers here very polite. So, where are you from?
California?
Well, you didn't learn the rules, sir. The rules are you're not supposed to honk your horn.
I beeped my horn briefly. I did not lay on the horn.
I didn't say lay on the horn. I said honk your horn. You honked your horn.
Yes, I did. If someone sits at a green light with no oncoming cars for a good 10 to 15 seconds, they either have car problems or they're just ignorant.
Well, maybe she had car problems.
She obviously didn't.
Ooh. I'll get to you in a minute. It's going to be interesting. I'm not finished with you yet because I'm trying to figure out whether you have all your screws.
Okay.
He comes up to your car, says something that is, it's aggressive. It's aggressive because he stopped his car, he's gotten out of his car, he's approached your car, and you don't know whether he's a nut, right? Somebody dangerous, or just a flake, right? You have your window open a little bit. According to you, he spits in your face. And you get out of the car?
Yeah, I did.
Who are you?
I'm Dan Moran. I witnessed what happened that night.
Wonderful. Perfect. You would agree with me, Mr. Moran, that that's pretty stupid.
That was my first question.
Perfect. For that, you don't have an answer.
No. Well, I wanted his plate.
Your life is more important than his license plate.
True.
And then, after he's put his hands on you, after he struck you in the jaw, after all of that, you still wanted his plate.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want to tell you something. Somebody spits at me, and you would have had a lot more than a couple of scratches on your body. A lot!
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin is suing 31-year-old Frank Stimson for assault during a traffic dispute. Frank admits he insulted Carolyn, but denies her allegations of assault.
Now your version.
I drove up to the light. She was at the light in front of me, a green light. No traffic was oncoming at that time. I waited for about 10 to 15 seconds. I beeped my horn briefly. She pulled forward approximately 5 to 10 feet and slammed on her brakes. I waited, kind of scratched my head and said, wow, what's that about? She pulled forward through the intersection after that. And when she got into the crosswalk on the other side, she slammed on her brakes again. I sat in the middle of the street with the car coming towards the passenger side of my car. And then the same thing happened again in the next driveway. She consistently tried to get me to rear-end her.
No, she wasn't. She was probably trying to irritate you. This lady, what do you think? She's a scam artist? She was trying to get you to rear-end her? No, she was trying to irritate you like you irritated her.
She's driving a rental car. She doesn't care about the car. She wants money. That's why we're here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me hear.
When we got in the parking lot, she moved along at a snail's pace.
Just a second. How many lanes are there in the parking lot?
There's one going forward and one going the opposite way.
So there's only one way that you could have gone? Is that what you're telling me? Because there's a witness here.
Yes. There's
only one lane that you can go to.
No, I was following her because I wanted to ask her why she was trying to get me to hit her.
That's right. So you were following her?
At that point, yes.
Okay. Why were you following her?
Why was I following her? Because we were
question.
both happened to be going the same way at the time. I was going in to develop some film. I don't know why she pulled in the parking lot.
Just a second. You don't... Stupid isn't written here. You just told me that you were following her. That's what you told me. You could have avoided the confrontation by just going in a different direction. So, you stopped your truck, and you got out of your truck, and you walked over to her side, to the driver's window. And what happened at the driver's window?
I had asked her if she got her driver's license out of a Cracker Jack box.
And she said?
She didn't say anything. She just stared at me and laughed.
And what did you do?
I laughed back. I told her that she was kind of a ridiculous driver, acting like a child, and she should go get a real driver's license.
Did you spit at her?
No, I did not.
Oh, I think you're lying.
I did not. I may have used lots of profanity, but I did not spit
What do
at
you
her.
may have used lots of profanity?
I was kind of upset. Anytime someone tries to get rear-ended, something's wrong with them. I told
She
her
wasn't
what
trying
I
to
thought.
get rear-ended, sir.
She was. If you do this 5 to 6 times, slam on your brakes, that's not normal.
You know what's not normal? Not normal is looking for trouble. Now,
That's what she was doing.
No, listen to me. You started it. She continued it. Right?
Okay.
Is that right? You were annoyed that he honked his horn. Correct?
Yeah, I was annoyed.
So that when you got to the intersection, when you made your turn, and he was following you, you figured, I'm going to give him a little bit of agita. And you slowed down. Is that right?
I went slow because he wasn't far to turn.
And you went slow because you knew that he was behind you. That's what happened. Right?
Yeah, but there's another lane there too, so.
I understand that. He could have gone around you.
Yeah.
He didn't want to. So you were being dumb.
Okay.
And he was being dumb. So, I don't think you would have gotten out of your car if he had not spit at you.
Nope.
Because there would have been no basis for her, sir, to try at that point to get your plate. None whatsoever. So I believe that you spit at her while using profanity. Now,
I used lots of profanity. I
step
did
up
not
here,
spit.
sir.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
know this lady?
No, I don't.
Do you know this gentleman?
No, I don't.
I'm going to settle this right now. Tell me what you saw.
When I was finished doing my shopping there in the center, I have a convertible car, so I saw everything. It was very unusual. They're making a left turn into the parking lot from Sherman Way into the driveway. It's a very short distance. I see these two cars come in, and the guy was no further than this far behind her, bumper, right on her butt, right on the bumper. He gets out, and at first I'm thinking, well, is this like from a movie? It's like, it was so surreal that, well, it must be a couple, they must be fighting, a domestic dispute, something like that. But what happened, this guy gets out of his car and starts screaming at her. She's got a little crack like that in the window. And I'm like, what is this? And he spits at her, puts a big old loogie on her. And at first I said, well, when I saw her get out of the car, I thought, well, it must be a domestic thing. Hey, I got on the cell phone, I called the police right away. And then all of a sudden, there's 5 other guys on top of this dude trying to restrain him from beating her up. I don't blame her for jumping out of her car. This guy was totally out of control, very out of line. So
See what happens? Sometimes you have an independent witness, sir.
He is not an independent witness.
Oh, tell
Nobody
me.
put their hands on me.
Just a
but
second.
Her.
Just a second.
I should be able to state the rest of my case.
I'm going to let you. I just want you to listen to him before you state the rest of your case.
How close
he doesn't
was he?
know. He doesn't know.
How can he see any of this?
He just told you. He was in his convertible car. He saw exactly how you came in. Is that right, sir?
The cars were no further than the edge of that table there.
Were you?
I was right to the right side of it. So I saw all
And you were the one who called the police.
from my cell phone, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You got to go on the women's wrestling team, man. You have a nice day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Carolyn Oshrin and Frank Stimson are in court after a traffic dispute turned violent. Both motorists claim they were assaulted during their argument in a parking lot.
Mr. Stimson, tell me the rest of your case, sir.
Okay, so when I started walking away after I gave her a piece of my mind, not my lungs, I started walking away. She exited her car, ran towards me. I backed up. She ran over and kicked the side of my truck. I said, if that's what you want to do, I went over and kicked her car. She said, it's not my car anyway, ha, 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 and started yelling and screaming at me. She came at me. She tried to kick me approximately 20 to 30 times, at least, swinging at me. At one point, she got a hold of my shirt, and she socked me in the face. At that point, and only at that point, did I raise a hand, and I pushed her away to try to get away from her. And I have a witness sitting right here who watched the whole thing also.
Step up. Name?
Marcia Gerard. We were just like, we were turning left, and it was a long time before she did turn. And she did make a couple of breaks before she entered the driveway, and then stopped at the crosswalk. Then we followed her in, or Frank followed her in, turned left and followed right behind her. He did get out of the car, went to her, and I...
Just a second. Now, you're in the car.
Mm-hmm.
What is he saying to you as he's pulling up behind her?
He's just saying, what is wrong? You know, is there something wrong with this lady or
no,
the person?
Exactly what is he saying? I don't think this man said, I wonder what's wrong with this lady.
No, he did. He said, what is wrong? Does she not go, or is she sick or something? Is there something wrong?
He thought she might be sick. Is that what you're telling me?
Or else she's injured or something. I mean, she would not go. He honked the horn a couple of times.
So he thought she might be injured. So he ran up to the car and, according to him, said, did you get your license from a Cracker Jack box?
Yes.
He didn't.
Sheindlin.